The school is a place where leaders are nurtured, careers are built, dreams are turned to realities, and the best place where the kids discover who they are. And in order to prepare students for their future, teachers and parents must have the support and leadership of school administrators who understand the needs of a 21st century child. CloudNotes is built to help you take the global stage of raising leaders and managing your school seamlessly. We started CloudNotes to provide an all-in-one pocket-friendly solution for you, your teachers, students, and parents. No more hassles in teaching, learning, and management of school operations. Our services include admission, accounting, payroll management, computer-based tests, homework, lesson notes, reporting, attendance, communication, student performance tracker, child safety pickup system, virtual classroom, and many more. The CloudNotes mobile app is also available on Google Play Store and iOS Store. Sign up for free today. No setup fee, no training fee, no student limits. www.cloudnotes.com.
Okay, thank you. Good evening to everyone again, and thank you for making it. Thank you for being here today. At this time, we would invite the president of CTB International in the person of Mr. Marvelin Tembu to give us an opening address. And so I'd like to invite, if you would join me, let's invite the president of CTB. Over to you, sir.
All right. Thank you so much, highly esteemed Vice President, Director Victor. And I would like to especially thank everyone of you who is participating in this wonderful program which we are having today. Okay, so I have to raise my voice so that I can be quite audible. Okay, so thank you so much, esteemed teachers, principals, students, parents, CTB colleagues, CloudNote colleagues, everybody who is presented in this wonderful launch.
This meeting is being recorded.
So this is specially designed for you. In most cases, when we speak about education, we'll be speaking to the students mostly and to the teachers. But education is broader than that. Education involves the principal, the teachers, the students, and also the parents. This is why even when we're giving out this invitation, we say we are inviting all schools in form of teachers, staff, even the administrators, the staff members, the parents, and as well as government officials, not just here in South Africa, because I'm here in South Africa in the HQ of the CTB, and of course, we have other international branches in across 55 countries. So this one is specially designed for countries in Southern Africa region. So we are creating this program just to give you an awareness and a glimpse of CloudNotes, which is basically the main cause of this particular program. You know, so as I was saying, you know, when we speak of education, most cases we always think about students and teachers, but education goes beyond that. The parents as well, they are involved so much, you know, in their child's academics. And in most cases, you know, when you have a parent, you know, just speaking to the students, when you have a parent who is into corporate world and, you know, maybe they are so busy, at times they don't have so much time to always, you know, what you call this thing, to always check on your academical performances or to give in the assistance. That's why we even have tutors, you know, and that's not to say your parents don't really care about you. Obviously, they are working so they can pay for you the school fees and so that you can get the quality education which you are getting. Of course, This is why even many schools which are here represented, some are here in the Zoom platform, and then some, of course, are watching from our YouTube channel. So with that being said, this is specially designed for everyone, because this product, the Cloud Note product, it is actually a product, to revolutionize education in Africa. Cloud Note is only for Africa for now. Maybe we'll consider spreading. As we said, we are in 55 countries. And within these 55 countries, not just Africa, it's across the globe. So we have had a popular demand from other regions of the world to say they would also like to utilize the platform. But for now, it is still for Africa. And the good thing is, this platform is created by Africans for Africans who are in Africa. This is so exciting because, when you get to see from the program right now, as we move over, you'll be so shocked, you'll be so surprised at the features which this system has, and so many other things that you get to see. It's just beyond, like when 2020, when we had COVID, the first time when the schools were closed, some schools resorted into using WhatsApp, some resorted into using Zoom, and then in other platforms, some Microsoft Classrooms and all that. But what I can tell you is, all those platforms combined, they cannot really make up what we have here in Cloud Note. And we are very confident about it because we have seen it. And we have a couple of schools that use it and they are so satisfied. And the good thing is, we have a very dedicated team of IT specialists who are working tirelessly day and night to make sure that this platform is always running smooth and also safe for the users. Because when we speak of technology, when we speak of internet, people sometimes wonder, okay, how do we guarantee the safety of our children and also the schools who ask the safety of their data? Well, we have to just tell you that, you're in the right place. You're in the right place and safety is guaranteed. But I'm not into IT. I don't have an IT degree, so I wouldn't really start to go on and explain all those things because I would end up maybe biting my tongue and I don't want to do that. So we'll have other speakers, distinguished speakers who will be coming up. And of course, they will take you through a ride which will take you into the future, which is already now, and you'll be so surprised. It is nothing less than splendor. It is nothing short of, grandeur. It is exceptional product and also excellent. And the good thing is this will be deployed all over Africa. So for now, we're just doing this for Southern Africa. And then in a few weeks' time, we'll be having it for Western Africa and Central Africa combined. But obviously, you guys are just here in the Southern Africa. So once again, thank you so much for taking the time to join us on this, what you call the Cloud Note Southern Africa region launch. So thank you, esteemed teachers, principals, parents, students, distinguished guests, and of course, our colleagues, all of us represented in this meeting. Thank you. So do sit back and relax and follow the program. It's going to be short and precise. We promise you that, but it's going to be very powerful. You won't even believe it. So thank you. Over to you, the Vice President. Thank you so much.
Thank you, His Excellency. Thank you for that insightful information and the welcome address. Thank you very much. And so we would at this time be entering into another segment of the meeting of this program. But before then, I want you to know that you have opportunity to ask questions. And so kindly ensure that you ask questions, listen attentively to the information that's being passed across, jot down your questions. And when it's time, don't hesitate to send in your questions. I believe those of us here on the Zoom platform can be able to use the microphone, but you can also use the chats. If you're watching on YouTube or any social media platform, you can also use the comment of the feature of the platform you're using. And so at this time, I like to invite the chief technology officer of city of Cloud Notes, the product that we'll be displaying today. And he will be taking us through the product, the different features of the product. We already watched an introductory video that had some information. So he's going to give some more information and demonstrate some features of the app. And so you can ask your questions when the time comes. At this time, let me welcome the City of Cloud Notes, and he would introduce himself as well. Over to you, CTO.
Okay. Greetings, everyone. Um, I welcome all of you to this beautiful section. So basically, my name is Ugo Matt, just as esteemed Bitowet introduced me, and I'm the CTO, that is Chief Technological Officer at CloudNote. So basically, um, this section is going to be snappy and quick. So I'll be giving you an overview of what CloudNote is all about, the benefits and how it tends to benefit you as a teacher, as a school owner, as a school administrator, and then as a student or parents. Okay, so basically, CloudNote tends in making school operations paperless, more of like it helps to automate the manual school processes, just like we usually have a way where we have much bulk of papers in our school staff room. We have teachers spending so much time recording their score sheet. Then we have students not being able to track their their performance. So this is what Cloud Notes basically tends to solve. So I'll be taking you through on the landing page. So this is the landing page. Can be able to see it, and then can also get to have more of a case study of how it can benefit you as a school owner, then for teachers, then for students. Then these are the links to the entire module, like what and what can be able to use. So I'll be going straight directly to the dashboard. So this is the dashboard. Um, this is how CloudNote looks like. So basically, what CloudNote still tends to achieve is automating your manual process. It helps you save more time. So we have lots of modules. These modules are basically designed to enable you as a school owner, as a teacher, as a student to be able to carry out your school works. And then we have the report sheet module. The report sheet, just like our regular school processes, where as a teacher, you have to spend months, weeks, or days trying to compile your student results. But now these are these are bygones. So on
Sorry
CloudNote,
to interrupt, esteemed CTO. Somebody is requesting that you raise your voice a little.
okay, okay. Is my voice okay now?
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so basically, I will do a recap. This is the CloudNote dashboard, and then this is where you will be carrying out all your task, all your schoolwork. So for school owners, for administrators, for teachers, for students. So I will be going through um, is summary for the school owner or the school admin. So as the school owner or school admin, you can be able to manage your school from anywhere in the world, irrespective of your location. So this is more of like an overview that you have the current teachers, the current parents, the numbers of students you have, how many people are in school, your school revenue, how many people has left the school, and then you can also get to see your teacher's profile. Then from this other part, you can know, okay, upcoming events that is happening in the school. You can know latest birthday celebrant, and then you have your AI with you that you can interact with and chat with real time. So you can also manage your users, your students, your teachers, your parents. Then from the students, you can also go deep into their different profiles to know how well they are doing. Then this is the admission module that helps you automate your enrollment processes in school. Then the classroom and that. So break down through for this is this school admin. So for our teachers right here on the call, so basically I will touch some basic points that we struggle with as a teacher, more of like timing, compiling your results. So uh, prior to now, I'm sure we all compile our results in a way whereby you have to end, you have to record the student scores, you have to calculate their overall grading, you have to know this, you have to do so many calculations. So on what Cloud tend to save is to save you time and resources, whereby you just enter the score and then CloudNote does the compilation for you, the calculation, like depending on how the school is. And one most important thing about CloudNote is customizable. So you can customize CloudNote to fit in into the way your school works, because we actually believe the way school A and school B runs, they are totally different. So you can customize CloudNote to suit your current school, like it's um, customizable. That's why you have most of these settings here, where you get to customize every single thing that makes your school unique. Then we also have the computer-based testing that you can use to set exam for your students, where they can be able to write from their computers, from their tablets. So what this helps um, school owners to achieve basically is to save them time in marking answer booklets. So if a school adopts CloudNote CTB and they write the exam through the system, they get to see their scores automatically, and these scores can be transferred into your report sheet. You can also use it to manage your finances, your accounting, the school fees payment, who has paid school fees, who is owing school fees. The parents get to pay school fees from home. They get their invoice receipt issued to them automatically without coming to school. And then we have the lesson notes, that is for the teachers. You can manage your lesson notes. So instead of organizing your lesson note manually on your papers and each academic section or term, you keep rewriting your lesson note, and then your student gets not to access this lesson note from home unless maybe you come to classroom to write on board. So with CloudNote, you can organize your lesson plans, your lesson notes here. You can add whatever content you want to add, and then your students get to see the lesson note, and then they could also um, comment on the lesson notes depending on what they don't understand. And then we have so on the report sheet module, on the report sheet now, it saves the parents now time of coming down to the schools to check their results. So they can access their results right from their homes without coming to school. And then this saves them time for those busy parents. And then for the school owners, it also saves them time and money, whereby instead of your staff doing your report sheet for months, for weeks, trying to solve, because humans are prone to errors. Then that's why we built CloudNotes to tackle these problems for teachers. More of like you get to spend more time with your students, teach them. Then while CloudNote does the entire automation for you. And then we also have the virtual classroom that can enable you learn from home. just like the Zoom conference we're having. So instead of confining your learning inside your classroom, the four walls of the classroom, um, you can be able to also take your classroom home by having a virtual classroom with the students, by giving them the same experience they would have had in the classroom. And then lastly, one other benefit it has for school owners is by increasing your online presence. So basically, once you're signed up on CloudNote, automatically you have a page called the school search engine page that helps your school rank on the search engine for potential parents. So let's say if you're in South Africa, Johannesburg, and then you have your school in Johannesburg, prospective parents who are looking for students or good schools to enroll their child on can easily get to find the school and then carry out the admission process automatically without coming to your school. So this tends to increase your school population as well. And then it also gives your school a free website. So for those school that doesn't have a good online presence and the website, so these are the advantages. These are the benefits you get on using CloudNote. So in summary, what CloudNote tends to do is to automate the entire school manual processes and also helps our parents, our school owners, our teachers save time and resources. So they should adopt technology to enable them carry out their teaching and learning effectively. You cannot depend on manual out of like make mistake with data cloud note tends to solve. This that gives you value at the end of the day. Thank you then. Hello. So hello.
Okay. We couldn't hear
Yeah,
you
Estelle.
for a bit, but I think it's better now.
Okay, okay. I was asking if there are any questions. So regards to
Okay. Thank you very much for that great presentation.
thank you.
And then we can welcome the questions then. Be, be, before we take the questions, I think we should. Well, yeah, we can welcome the questions now. Okay, somebody has a question. Lunga D, please go ahead.
All right. All right. Thank you so much, sir, and thank you for the presentation. So I'll do. I would love to know, Uri, this application, like, is it user friendly? Especially, some of us, we have parents, who are not into tech things. Is it user friendly to navigate? And also, does it also requires data and Wi-Fi to always access it, or you can just access it without Wi-Fi or data? And is it user friendly, the interfaces? And yeah, especially for our parents who are, are in rural areas, who don't have much knowledge about tech and everything. Can they go through? Because you said there's no training. What training fees and what is it user friendly, and is it accessible with data or without data? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much for the question. So one thing about cloud notes is very responsive. And I mean responsive, you can use it on your mobile phone, your tablet, and then on your computer, right? So this way it saves you, like it's accessible to those who are, because the way Cloud was designed, it was designed for as though it's your first time interacting with an application. So the user experience was carefully crafted out to enable parents have like change free when using it. So the user interface is so simple. The interface is responsive, more of like if you have a mobile phone, you have your tablet, you have your computer, any screen sizes and devices at all. We actually made it to be very compatible to all of these devices. So I guess this answered your question.
Thank you so much. And also, like, do they get like the real time, when the teacher posts something, do they receive it the same time? Is it instant and real time interaction and interactive interaction? Or like it
Sorry.
takes so much hours for others to receive what others have posted or shared? Is it
No,
is it accessible in real time?
yeah, it's real time, like it's real time. The technologies we use are real time. So you don't have, just like we're on this Zoom call, or let's say you're trying to send message, like everything syncs real time together.
Yeah, we can take more questions. I think also check on what's this on the YouTube if maybe there's questions there. But I know many people are
Yeah.
mostly yeah.
Okay. So I got a question from Petrus. From Petrus. So how different is this app from the SAMs that we use in our school? So can you please send the full URL of this application?
Okay.
This.
Wait, let me take that. Let me take
Okay.
that one. So when we look into the platforms, because obviously before we launched this tool, we had to do our due diligence and as well as a research, market research, and a product research as well. So we looked into some of these features. Some of these other products which some schools are using. Like for instance, you've got Google Classroom, and then I think there's one from Microsoft, and which other one? I think there's one, trying to remember the name, but many of them have got a limitation. There's particular features you can use. Let me try to get the name of this other, I think, so those platforms, while I'm still checking, you find out that maybe it's actually a virtual classroom app. It's a virtual classroom app, so which means the only thing you can get from that product, the only thing you can do or you can use is to teach online. And many of them it's text based. It's text based, and I know some of them they have a voice feature, but with us, when it comes to virtual classroom, we have both the text, we've got the video, also have the voice, and then also some of these platforms which the schools are using, they are not really as sophisticated as how school management software ought to be. So here, if you have checked, it just goes beyond you keeping your classroom online and storing your notes, planning for your classroom for the next day, giving the students planning for their classes, keeping track of their notes online, and what other things can they use through these other platforms. To participate even online at a distant as distance learning. So with us, it goes beyond that. It is real time. it is fast, and also we have also ensured that it is user friendly, like Ugo has said. It is also data friendly. Of course, when you speak of internet, there will be a question, okay, will it need data? Well, that's an honest answer to say yes. But if we can, of course, find solutions on how to give this in a form of what's the term that you guys use in IT, where they don't use internet, but it's for free. You don't use your internet. I think the guys will help me when they speak. So we're also looking into those things, and day by day, as I say, this guy is working, behind the clock to make sure that we introduce what you call this thing, new features every time, so that the platform will be the best, not just in Africa but globally. So you can, if also you check on the dashboard, there's a part where you can actually what you call this thing, what you call it, you can manage the safety of your child from the school, and also when they leave school. Well, I think in South Africa we don't have so much cases of kidnappings, but in other countries they do. Yes, a child has left school, and then just a brief example, a practical one, not an assumption or far-fetched. I have a niece, and she's, I think, in the 7th grade. Yeah, she's in the 7th grade now, and her mom works, like, she's in corporate. So most times when she's out of school, the transport will take and leave her home. So in most cases, maybe they'll call, or sometimes they'll get used to say, okay, no, we know these people, we trust them. These are the transport drivers. They're trustworthy. So in a case where maybe your child is not first at school, your child and the driver has a responsibility on the platform to notify the parent to say the child has been dropped. It's actually a world on its own, this platform. It's not just to teach, to store data online, and to make education sophisticated. It goes beyond. There are many features, of course, which I might even have to look at the phone to which other features do we have, because there's a lot. Even though, as you say, there's a lot, it doesn't mean it's complicated. No, it's not complicated. It's user friendly, because firstly, we say it's for students, it's for teachers, it's for parents. Some parents are very old. They could be sometimes, let me say, guidance. Imagine a child who is staying with the grandmom or things like that. So we didn't want to make it complicated for her to use the platform. I mean, even our grannies lately, they know how to use WhatsApp. So it's just a matter of teaching them how to use it, and they'll catch it on the internet. So it's broad, it's big, but it's not complicated. It's easy to use, and there's many other platforms. Why am I saying this? Because just to answer, the question, how does it differ from the platforms which are there? So let's say some of them, you find that they're just only a virtual learning platform, and then some, maybe they would say it's a school management platform. So I know the one which was actually trying to get the name. The person told me, they say you can only track like how the child is performing, in the academics. So that's what you can do from the platform to see how the child is performing and attending the meetings online. Yes, we also have those features. But the good thing is, you don't have to now, or if it's a school, because for the parents, obviously, you won't be really, it's not really your responsibility to find these solutions, for the school to become more accessible and more nicer for the students, So it's for the schools. So the schools will understand what I'm saying, especially those using technology. They might, of course, maybe have different packages. I mean, and a whole package which they've simulated. But in most cases, some of them, what they do is they integrate from different platforms. So they come to Zoom to get the video feature, and then they come to Microsoft Classroom so they can be able to create virtual classrooms, and then in them to do virtual classes, they would now need to patronize this thing, Zoom. to do this thing. Like now, as we speak, we're streaming through YouTube and we are using Zoom. So if it was in a case of saying this is the class, we wouldn't have used Zoom to connect into the system which we have. So the system has got everything on its own. So we don't need Microsoft, we don't need Zoom, we don't need whoever it is, WhatsApp. And also, one other things you will find is you'll also get your SMSs packages, So when you get the premium, you also get SMSs to use. The school has got SMSs, and as well as the other users, the students and the parents. So there's so much more. It's not just the virtual learning and the school management system. But when you speak of the school management system, ours is really impeccable. It's really impeccable, non-matched. And so for all the teachers who are here, the schools represented would give them a complimentary free access, like a month to use, so they can test the platform for themselves. And then, as time goes by, then they can migrate to, the premium. But I wouldn't say so much because I believe maybe there could be other questions as well, or maybe my colleagues would want to share more light because they know it best. They're the ITs. I'm not in IT. We're just behind, the ideology and all these things. So they're in IT. They understand it best, and they could even maybe present it to you in a language that you understand. If maybe also you're in IT or you have a broader understanding into this. But I hope that from what I say, it might have from one or two things. I know I say much, but just one or two could have been appealing and well understood. So there's quite a lot you can get from the platform. There's quite a lot. Thank you, the convener.
Okay, esteemed Victor, esteemed Victor, your mic is muted.
Okay, I think maybe still things I'm still to say so much. Director Victor, I'm done. You can take over, please. And I don't know if maybe there's more questions. Okay. Do we still have more questions? Ugo, can you hear me? Hello,
Yeah,
Ugo, can you
I
hear
can
me?
hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. Esteemed President Marvel, I can hear you.
I don't know what's happening. Is Victor's internet maybe? Okay, can you please check if there's still more questions inside the platform?
Yeah, I've checked. There are no other questions.
Okay, there's no other questions. All right. Do maybe just to ask again, if there's any other question, please feel free to ask. You can unmute your mic, you can send a message, and then we'll take it. We're more than willing to answer your questions. Okay. Okay, so meanwhile, still waiting for the questions. Let me go on. And then right now, I'll just be taking you through, you know, the subscription and how it works. So as many of you, the teachers represented here, we invited distinguished guests, of course. You would know that CTB, we are an impact-based organization. And what say we're not really into profit because there's so much which we do. Maybe the background might not be so clear, but there's quite some number of projects which we do in CTB, of which some of them are to give back to the community. So, we had an intensive scrutiny to come up with the subscription packages, and it is based on the best interest of the beneficiaries of this product. So we have made the subscription beyond cheap. So it's actually beyond cheap. So what can happen is these schools which are connected here, you guys will be receiving complimentary free access, so you can use the platform without having to pay. So we had negotiated for 1 month. We'll try and see if possible just to make it 2, but the subscription is paid on a year. On a term format. So you can pay just 150 for a child. That's for the parents. So a child can pay 150 just to receive all this access. Of all these things that we've been talking about. So it's unlimited. So just 150 for the term. So that's basically a term in South Africa. We have got 4 terms, so which means that's 3 months each term. So which means your child would have been basically paying 50 rand to use the platform. So it's beyond cheap, especially considering how the platform is, how complex and how magnificent it is. You definitely agree with this that this is definitely beyond cheap, because we thought to say, okay, even the schools in the villages, because this is not just to say we are targeting only the rich schools or the private schools, even the government schools are the beneficiaries of these. And also, it is not just for secondary schools, it's suitable from kindergarten, primary school, and into secondary school. We can even cater for tertiary schools, but I know many of them, they've got their platforms. I mean, I'm a student at UNISA, although it's an online university, its features are very limited. Those of you who have been into UNISA, you would agree with me. If we're to scale it up to 10, it will be basically, they'll score just 2 out of our 10. So, the platform is very awesome, but we just say this is not necessarily to say it's about business or making some sort of huge profits and all those things. No, we just want to give it to you at a very, not affordable, at a very, very cheaper price. So we're very committed to doing so. And, just to run these platforms as well, it is quite costly to have it being posted, paying the team behind the cybersecurity and all these things. So it's also costly. So those small fees which are charged. They also help us to ensure the smooth running of the platform, and also to ensure that it goes on for generations. So yeah, that's just to justify the cost. So it's basically 150 per child, and then you're sorted. Could even maybe pay in a month, or month to month, which would be 3 months or so. Because in South Africa we've got 4 terms. I know in Malawi, Zambia, and other Southern African countries they've got 3 terms. So with those, I'm now quite sure with the ones from Botswana. So the people connecting from Botswana, I think it's 3 terms. So their fee is, I think it was, how much was it, by the way? Let me check. I think it's, if not mistaken, it's 100 pullers. Okay, it's a 100 puller or 200 or so per term, because with them they've got what you call this thing, uh, 3 terms, not like us in South Africa. But what we want to do is we'll send you a which will also outline everything which has been said here. And then if, of course, you want to check some few things, what we say, you can be able to come back on our YouTube channel. We'll share the link. We'll keep the rebroadcast, and then you can just watch it again. And then you can also refer to the, what you call this thing, to the document which we'll share with you. All right. So, and then in Lesotho, I believe it's also 100 that they use lira. So it's 100 lira. In Malawi, it's how much? That's 300. Yes, 300 Malawi kwacha. Okay, so each and every country has got their own, because of the currencies differing, and all those things. So, but every one of them is designed to ensure that it is cheap, and it is not to say affordable, beyond affordable. So yeah, I don't know. Do you still have more questions, Hugo? I think I've touched on in regards to the pricing model. Could you check for me if there's still questions, please? Thank you. Okay, Hugo, do you still hear me?
Yes, please. I hear you.
Okay, I was asking, do we have more questions so that we can close?
Yeah. I think there are no other questions.
All right. So, okay, just because this is not supposed to be a very long meeting, for now, I'll just close this very session by firstly thanking each and every one of the teachers, the parents, and also the students who were represented here, and of course our staff members, colleagues who are represented in this meeting, and our distinguished guests in form of government officials. Thank you so much for taking out your time to join today's session. And I just want to believe and hope that it was quite understandable, and you understood some a few dynamics about this whole product, and also um, that you'll be joining Cloud North the soonest. So in Southern Africa, I got to realize that indeed African educational systems are very, very different. Right now in West Africa, I think just 2 months ago, a month ago or so, in September, I think around about September or so, or August, they started a new academic year. So they've started actually a new academic year. Whereas us, we are here in the Southern Africa, we are preparing to end the academic year, and it's going to be starting next year in January. So we chose to have this program at this time because we know that some of the schools you'll be using this time from October, November, December to plan, your curriculum for next year and the calendar and every other aspect of the school, because I believe many schools don't really plan in January, maybe a week or so before schools open. Some schools do plan. I know with my previous school, they would plan, before the, what you call this thing, the academic year starts. How will this thing benefit? Because even now, our students are writing, so it's your free trial next month or so, or you're gonna start it next year in January when you start the new academic year, and then that'll be awesome. So we'll discuss with you one-on-one. I believe some of you were invited by me, some invited by my colleagues, and whoever invited you is still going to come back to you to, further give you more light, and also the documents which I promised to share with you, and also the link to our YouTube channel so that you can watch a rebroadcast and refresh your understanding towards this. So with that being said, thank you so much for your time, for joining us today, and for your contributions in building a better tomorrow, especially our teachers and also the parents who are so much involved in their students, in their child's academical journey. So for those who are busy, they can't afford to attend parents' meetings, we got you covered. We got you covered to a point that if you're working and then there's a parents' meeting, you can be able to connect to that meeting, not just maybe with Zoom or WhatsApp call. You'll do it in an executive way. And of course, you'll be using our Cloud Note platform to connect to those meetings if you cannot be there in person. We don't want to say, should there be another COVID, because we don't wish to live that kind of a world which we once lived in. Nobody would definitely want to be locked up again, So, but then it doesn't mean that education can be virtual when there is lockdowns or lockups, whatever they call it. Even now, you can still use it. Schools which maybe have got smaller classrooms, and then you've got more admissions, especially private schools where you're not really regulated that much by the Department of Education or Ministry of Education. You can actually start to prepare online classes for, or you can include it in your packages to say, we are offering online classes or online course, whatever you call it, in your country, because not only speaking to South Africans here, we're speaking to several countries across Southern Africa region, the SADC. So yeah, you can start by now, even if you're in South Africa, and then you can just say, we're opening it to other students outside the country. You won't need them to be in the classroom. They can connect to your classrooms online and virtually. So that also counts with other parents as well, or students who might have the desire to learn, or you want your child to learn in a different country, because obviously the same education we're getting here is not the same that is being given in Namibia or in Botswana and all these other countries, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Lesotho, Swaziland, and them. So there's so much. So right now, this will help you to even grow the student base. It's no longer a limitation of the classroom to say you can only accommodate 20 students in this classroom and that's it. If you go beyond, you'll be fine. No, so it means in that classroom, you can take 20 physically and then 100 online. Nothing will stop you. The limitation will just be you to say, no, we are fine with this number. If you want to take many and if you're getting many, you have space to accommodate them virtually. Even during the holidays, if it happens that there's a parent who is traveling and the child needs to travel and they have what you call this holiday classes, the child can still attend while they are in the villages visiting their other families or maybe in town, wherever it is. If they are very far from the school, they can connect and still receive the extra classes or holiday classes. So there's so much more to benefit from this. Even as teachers, sometimes maybe you taught something, but the time was very limited to your lesson and you still want to go on. And then you're thinking tomorrow that will be late. And then I know some teachers use WhatsApp, the WhatsApp groups and all that. We'll consider it the old way or the old fashion. Right now, Cloud Notice came to just justify, and even WhatsApp, sometimes they will delete your data. If it just happens that your WhatsApp is misbehaving, it deletes the messages, the notes, and whatever you have wrote there. So in Cloud Note, it always stays. It's always there. And there's so much more. And obviously, when we launch new products or we are introducing anything, you'd always be on the know. But just get ready to sign up and also to be a Cloud Note school user, a technology school savvy, a technologically savvy school, So that would be your status. That would be your status. You can tell them we are so much into technology, And I think parents now understand that the need of technology has so grown. It's so grown, and right now it's undeniable. Students, when they are studying, they prefer to use their phones or their laptops or a tablet. They've got what you call these e-books, So they don't now prefer to read from the textbook, but they would like to read from the phone. I mean, you can see from yourself. I'm not that old. I mean, it's been I don't know, about maybe 9 years. Yeah, 9 or 8 years, 9 years since I finished school. I finished my high school. By then, we had begun to start using phones to study. We would have study groups and then would then, post the notes, have discussions on WhatsApp and stuff like that. If it happens that WhatsApp is misbehaving, the content is gone. So you need to ask somebody to resend, but then that has been solved. That's why we bring to you Cloud Note. So with that being said, we are officially launching Cloud Note into Southern Africa, effective of today. So from tomorrow going forward, we'll be having conversations with the teachers, the people who invited you here. We will have discussions with you to plan, or if you need more information before planning on how to do the school. And also, I know I've been talking so much, but I'm about to finish. Just let me say this because I think it's very crucial. I don't know if our CTO mentioned it. The school, we don't design the school for you. You design it for yourself. What we will do is we'll help you code and all these things, to put it up. But you will show you've seen from the presentation. So you'll be the one to decide how the classes should be. So we won't decide anything unless if you ask us, maybe if you ask us to give suggestions. But it is entirely up to you. And we'll also provide trainings for your teachers and also the students, on how to use the platform. So it's not like we just you sign up and then that's it. We'll be with you throughout the journey, and we'll always have 24-hour support line. Yes, I said 24 hours. especially here in Southern Africa, will make sure that it happens so that you will always have a smooth operation, a smooth flow while you use our product, because we don't want to believe that education is from 8 until 4. Even if at 8 there's something you want to do that has to do with academics, just look into your profile, you do it. So this is exciting. I know sometimes really it might look like, wow, this is quite futuristic and unbelievable, but yeah, it is happening. And these are not things we are hoping to introduce. These are things which are already there. So they're just waiting for you to sign up. So today, since we've started officially launched, you can get to us or we'll get back to you, and then we'll take it from there to help you to, to prepare your classrooms. And then next year you would have a good time. Trust me, you would not what you call it, have any regrets. You will be glad and you will celebrate, you will be happy. Even the students, because they love technology and we have to support them. We have to. We have to, because the world is moving to technology. It's not only for the Western world or Asia. Africa right now is leading in many things. So, excuse me, Southern Africa should be in the forefront of this. We're contributing towards your child's academics, your students' academics, and we have a track record of that. And right now, we've taken it on a higher level. So thank you so much for joining this launch. And we hope to see you soon using our platforms and calling us, but not to say you're complaining, because you'll have less complaints. You'll be happy. You'll be a happy user. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. This comes to the end of our launch. Thank you.
Thank you very much.